What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. All right, we're going to change up the format around here a little bit, you guys. I decided to change things up here. Let me know if you're digging it in the comments below. If you're new here, welcome to EP09 Bodybuilding. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But we're going to start off this video with an update from Wesley Vissers. So this is Wesley at 7 weeks out of the Olympia. He actually did a fitness seminar, took a Q&A from some fans here in Oslo, I might add. So he's actually traveling at 7 weeks out of the Olympia. Think about this guy as an ambassador for the sport of bodybuilding. And think about what it takes to remain consistent. You know, to be on the road like this at 7 weeks out. I mean, it's crazy to think that he's almost a runner-up, you can say on paper, for the classic physique title, and still he's getting out there to give back to the fans. Not to mention the physique, of course. We saw Wesley win back-to-back Arnold Classic titles this year, which is something you just do not hear very often in the sport of bodybuilding. And I really think that this is the year that we could see Wesley Vissers crack that top three. You got to think about it. He's already defeated Ramon Dino, who is the second in line for that classic physique title, and he has been for a number of years. He's defeated Ramon Dino, he's defeated Urs Kalasinski. We know that Rough Diesel is not doing the classic physique Olympia this year, so we very well could be looking at the next runner-up in classic physique. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, Chris Bumstead is just such a dominant champion. It really is hard to believe him not winning the Olympia, especially since the rumor mill is out there again this year that Chris might actually retire. But regardless of that, we are seeing a very, very impressive version of Wesley Vissers. I think at this point, at 7 weeks out, he's not too far ahead. He's not too far behind. He's very, very much on track here, I feel. You can see that the legs actually did come up, which is exactly what he needed here. Definitely, he's got that separation in the legs that we saw at both of these Arnold Classics. I don't know if he's quite put on enough size in the legs to really push Chris Bumstead this year, because that is part of what it's going to come down to. Wesley does have a better classic structure, in my opinion. I think that he can match Chris Bumstead, maybe even defeat him when it comes to overall conditioning. There's an argument to be made there, but I do think that Chris is just, again, too dominant of a champion at this point. But there are a lot of people out there that think that Wesley is the standard, or at least should be the standard, for classic physique overall when it comes to the division. And I'm one of them. I've said this a number of times on my channel about Wesley Vissers. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below on this version of Wesley Vissers. Do you think that he can actually defeat Chris Bumstead this year? Or do you think that he's the next heir apparent for that classic physique title? You guys let me know below. All right, so sticking with classic physique, we've got an update here from Matt Greggo at 7 weeks out of the Olympia. Now, Matt Greggo is actually the training partner of Derek Lunsford. He's been training with Derek for quite a bit now. And this is a guy that I've always been a really big fan of his physique, because I've seen him make consistent improvements over the last couple of seasons here, especially from 2023 to 2024. You know, a lot of people may not remember, this guy actually started out in men's physique, and he's put on substantial size since he's taken men's physique. Even in classic physique, he's put on substantial size. Look, I can show you guys this comparison here. On the left, this is Matt Greggo from March of 2023. On the right, we have Matt Greggo in August of 2024, roughly about 7 weeks out. So you can see the size improvements here. He's definitely made improvements in the arms. He's made improvements in the quads when it comes to the overall quad sweep. The depth in the quads, I feel, is improved. That midsection, still he's got that small midsection, absolutely key in classic physique. So this is a guy that is, I think, going to continue to make improvements, and you may even see him move up to the open division someday. I would imagine that he's probably getting close to that classic physique weight cap, although we do know that looks are deceiving in classic physique. Now, Matt took 5th place at the New York Pro in 2023. He took 1st place at the New York Pro in Classic this year. And I'm really hoping to see this guy crack that top 10, which is going to be a huge, huge accomplishment for anybody in classic physique this year. I will say that I don't know how likely that's really going to be, because there are some juggernauts in classic physique. Matt does have really good overall shape, and I think he does have good classic presentation, but I just don't know if he's that well suited for the division. And that's not a bad thing necessarily. I mean, look at this back lat spread. This screams to me open division, you know? And I do think that we're going to see him move that way eventually. As for right now, I think he will consistently move up in whatever division he decides to stay in. But I think it's kind of inevitable that we will see Matt Greggo in the open someday, especially training with Derek Lunsford. We've seen how much size Derek's put on. You can only assume that Matt Greggo is going to end up following suit there. Now, it took Matt 4 shows to get his Olympia qualification last year. This year, he did it in 2. And one could argue that he probably could have taken home the win there in Atlanta. But regardless, you are seeing a version of Matt Greggo that is more fresh than what we saw on stage at the Olympia last year. Now, he did take 16th place at the Olympia last year. So anything above that is going to be a huge improvement. And like I said, it being such a stacked division, he should be very happy with that, regardless of where he may place between 16th and 10th. If he goes above 10th, I mean, it would just be above and beyond. But we are seeing a very, very impressive version here of Matt Greggo. You guys let me know where you think we might see him place when it comes to the Olympia this year. And let me know if you think that he should move up to the open. Because like I said, I think that this structure definitely screams open division. But we'll see if Matt can move up in the classic physique division at the Olympia this year. And we'll see what the future holds. All right, next up, we've got an update here from Hunter Labrada with a full round of the mandatory poses. Hunter dropped this video on his YouTube channel. I will leave the full video in the description below for you guys, and it's actually a really good watch. You get a lot of insight from Hunter Labrada when it comes to his YouTube channel. That's one thing that he's really stepped up in the last couple of years here. But it's certainly not the only thing. Look at this physique, you guys. This is the biggest version of Hunter Labrada that I think we have ever seen. And it's not just his physique that he's been working on, the posing practice. That's one thing that is definitely different that I've seen him put an emphasis on this year, is the amount of posing that he's really doing. I know that he really prepared to go up against Andrew Jack last year at the Texas Pro, but he's doing, it seems like, even more posing now. I believe he did 4 rounds of the mandatory poses here first thing in the morning, you know, about 6-minute rounds each, I believe he said on his channel. And he said not a drop of sweat. So this is before anything else took place, before morning cardio, before any meals. This is Hunter basically right out of bed. But this is a very crazy version of Hunter Labrada. Look at that back lat spread, the back double. Crazy detail that we're seeing from Hunter. And I think it's going to be very, very difficult for anybody to come into that Italy Pro and really challenge Hunter Labrada at this point, including Neckzilla. We'll get to Neckzilla here in a minute. So assuming that Hunter is going to get that qualification in Italy, the question is going to be, where does this version of Hunter Labrada place at the 2024 Olympia? I've seen some people say top 5. I've seen some people say top 4. Now, I do think that conversation changed just a little bit after seeing Andrew Jack at the 2024 Texas Pro, but we're yet to see the finished product of Hunter Labrada as well. And the Italy Pro is the last qualifier, I believe, for the 2024 Olympia. The Legion Sports Fest no longer qualifies you for this year's Olympia. It would be for next year's Olympia. That's the one that Brett Wilkins actually doing. So Hunter will have a lot of momentum going into the Olympia, assuming, again, that he does pull out the victory here. I have seen Hunter getting some flack for his midsection online again this year, which I don't entirely understand. He's consistently made his midsection better in overall appearance. You know, he got that advice from Charles Griffin after the 2022 Olympia, I believe it was, and he's just really improved it since then. I mean, this is a very, very good midsection, especially considering what it used to look like. He did the fasted cardio, he did the fasted vacuums, you know, he really did improve his midsection, and it gave him that better X-frame look, you know, wider across the shoulders, flaring quads. All of it really, really aided when it comes to the overall illusion of bodybuilding for Hunter Labrada. Couple that with the fact that him and Ben Chow, I think, have really figured out the formula, which was part of his plan in 2023 as well, to do multiple shows to figure out the peak. They have consistently come up with a plan, have consistently executed that plan, and it has consistently worked. So there's no reason to think that Hunter Labrada will not continue to improve. So you guys let me know in the comments below, where do you think this version of Hunter Labrada can place at the 2024 Olympia? Do you see Hunter making that top 5, making that top 4? Do you have him making that top 3? I think it's probably unlikely that he'll defeat Andrew Jack. I think it's unlikely he'll defeat Samson Dauda, but Hunter has made his own set of improvements here. And we'll see very shortly exactly how much Hunter really has improved when he takes that stage in Italy. Now, as for Hunter's supposed competition at the Italy Pro, we've got some recent updates here from Neckzilla, and I just gotta say, he doesn't look ready at 2 weeks out of the show again. This does not look like a version of Neckzilla that can come in and win the Italy Pro. He doesn't look far off from what he looked like in Dubai. At this point, I just think it's fair to say that he's not ready to do the Italy Pro. He actually did do an appearance on Angel Calderon's YouTube channel where I don't speak their language. They did talk about the Italy Pro. I don't know if that means that he's in or not. I actually jumped on one of Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding's recent videos, and somebody in his comment section did mention Neckzilla said that he was going to do the Italy Pro. Apparently confirmed it in that video, but I mean, he's just not ready. And the fact of the matter is, Neckzilla is killing his career by not being consistently ready for these shows. I mean, think about it. Xavier also said it on his channel as well. 4 shows that he was supposed to do this season. He skipped out on 3 of those shows, including the Arnold Classics and the New York Pro. So Neckzilla is just one of the most inconsistent guys that we're seeing in the Pro League right now. But he's also one of the guys with really some of the most promise out there for where we can see someone actually place on that Olympia stage. Nobody is going to outsize this guy, but we are yet to see him get in condition. We are yet to see him be any kind of consistent when it comes to getting on stage. His overall physique, he's just not there. It's IFBB Pro, and I'm not seeing the pro part out of Neckzilla yet. Somebody really should be advising him, I think, a little bit more when it comes to the business of bodybuilding and how critical it is for him to really make his way through this season. I mean, think Michael Krizo. Think about what Krizo did when it came to switching over from the IFBB Elite Pro to the IFBB Pro League, which is essentially what Neckzilla has done here. Krizo capitalized on every bit of his success in the Elite Pro when he came over to the Pro League by really getting on stage and being that impressive. Krizo actually did live up to the hype. Now, he also had a very long career when it came to the Elite Pro as well, much longer than what Neckzilla had in that league. We're still looking at a young bodybuilder here. But again, this is the big leagues. You have to be able to step up and really perform. And really, he has to capitalize on what he can when it comes to this momentum that he's had since he took that stage in Prague, where, I mean, he compared very well to Krizo. He compared very well to Samson Dauda from a size standpoint. All we need to see is this guy has got to get shredded. He has got to be more consistent. And, you know, I'd like to see him come out and actually say that he's a number of weeks out from Italy as well. I haven't seen any of that on any of his updates when it comes to his social media. And don't get me wrong, I am a big Neckzilla fan. I want to see this guy really do well. I want to see this guy meet his full potential. But we're just not there yet. I don't know what it's going to take in order for him to get there, but I think that he needs to come up with a new strategy. I think that he really needs to buckle down and just start suffering. I'm not seeing the suffering from Neckzilla as well. Really, I think he's just got to put his nose to the grindstone. That could be the key factor for him. But the fact of the matter is, we got to see this guy get on stage shredded. If he does do Italy, I do not think that he'll defeat Hunter Labrada, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. If you do think that this version of Neckzilla can defeat Hunter Labrada, because I do think that he'll outsize Hunter, but he will not outcondition him. And Hunter has put on a really good amount of size himself. So again, you guys let me know in the comments below what you think. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning into EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.